In Acts chapter 2, it is written, "When the day of Pentecost arrived, the disciples were all together in one place, and suddenly there came from heaven a sound like a mighty rushing wind, and it filled the entire house where they were sitting. And divided tongues like fire appeared to them and rested on each one of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in other tongues as the Spirit gave them utterance." The tongues of fire in this story were flickers of flame that burned above the heads of the first believers in Jerusalem on the Feast of Pentecost. The Holy Spirit did not appear like Casper the Ghost. The Spirit's presence was known when people seemed to be literally and figuratively set on fire by God and for God. They were aflame with the presence of God in them. Friends, the countdown is on. Break out your red, because in 3 days, Christ Church will reopen for gathered worship on the 31st of May, the Feast of Pentecost. We will share Holy Eucharist downtown and at Christ Church South. Worship will be a little different as we regather. In the interest of public health, we'll have a smaller number of families in any one building at one time. Everyone will be seated socially distanced from one another. Adults and kids over 2 must wear a mask. Please wash your hands before you come to church. And if you're ill, if you have a fever, if you have a dry cough, please stay home. If because of your age or because of a pre-existing condition, you're especially vulnerable to the virus, please stay home for a bit longer. We will continue to stream services all summer long. Whether you're in your living room or in the nave, break out your red clothing and invite the Holy Spirit to set your heart on fire with the love of God, because it's Pentecost at Christ Church.